In our 10th year of marriage, my husband brought his mistress home and begged his mother, right in front of me, to approve our divorce. She agreed, claimed me as her daughter, then took the mistress by the hand. From now on, the household is your responsibility. I'll do my best. Relax, it's not too hard. I'll teach you the routine. Breakfast at 5 a.m. Take both kids to school at 7. Start cleaning at 8. Shop and prep lunch at 10. Do laundry during the lunch break. And make afternoon tea at 2. Chen Yu and I had barely registered our divorce when Liu Yuexin rushed her luggage into the Chen family villa, claiming his mother had approved it. After all, the house was in my mother-in-law's name. Liu Yuexin moved her bags into the master bedroom, then sneered at me. You two went and got divorced yourselves. Don't tell me you're still planning to cling to AU and share his bed. He says just looking at you makes him sick. As I wondered where to move my belongings, my mother-in-law walked in. And Lan, move your things into the guest room upstairs. Liu Yuexin thought my mother-in-law was siding with her. She practically danced with joy and gave me a triumphant smile. My mother-in-law was stern and hard to read. Then she turned to the smug Liu Yuexin. The downstairs master bedroom is closer to the kitchen. Remember to have breakfast ready every morning. Then my mother-in-law told me, she's new here and doesn't know how things work. Write her a breakfast checklist so she can follow it. Liu Yuexin looked stunned. Mom, I can't cook. Hasn't Anlan always handled the housework? My mother-in-law immediately laid down the rules. Anlan is my daughter now, which makes her your sister-in-law. Show her some respect from now on. She still has the children to care for, Liu Yuexin muttered under her breath. Then hire a nanny. What wealthy family doesn't have one these days? My mother-in-law warned her sharply. In this family, the daughter-in-law handles the housework. I don't like outsiders meddling in family matters. If you don't like it, move out right now. I won't stop you. Fine, Mom. Liu Yuexin reluctantly agreed. I'd barely moved my clothes and toiletries into the upstairs guest room when my mother-in-law came in and handed me an enrollment form for an accounting course. Without a practical skill, finding work will be difficult. You're starting over from scratch now, so put your heart into it. When I saw the form and the tuition she'd transferred, my eyes filled with tears. I'd assumed she only called me her daughter to get me to divorce Chen Yu sooner. She patted my shoulder. Pull yourself together. Losing a husband isn't the same as losing your life. Whether you build a good future now depends on you. No one else can do it for you. Then it hit me. I was in the same position she'd once been in. Through her own strength, she had raised Chen Yu and built a successful career. After she closed the door behind her, my tears finally poured out. On the way back from the civil registry office, I'd felt completely lost. My parents favored sons, and my brother was already married. If I returned with 2 children, I'd only be treated like a burden. I'd spent 10 years at home raising the children and had lost all competitiveness in the job market. I could endure hardship, but I couldn't make my 2 children suffer with me. I was genuinely surprised that my mother-in-law was helping me so wholeheartedly. During all our years under one roof, she'd always been distant. She never mistreated me, but she'd never shown me much warmth either. A sharp tongue with a soft heart that described my mother-in-law perfectly. After unpacking, I prepared to pick up the children from school. In the living room, my mother-in-law addressed the visibly unwilling Liu Yuexin. Go with her and learn the route so you can pick up the children later. Liu Yuexin nearly jumped out of her seat. They're not my children. Why should I pick them up? They're Chen Yu's children. If you want to be with him, learn to accept them. If you can't, you can leave right now. On the way to school with me, Liu Yuexin called Chen Yu and demanded that he come home. The moment he arrived, he blamed me. Jiang Anlan, have some dignity. We're divorced, so take the children and get out of my house. You're disrupting my life. His cruelty toward me was bad enough, but he openly showed disgust toward his own children too. My mother-in-law valued them, and for their future, I wasn't leaving the Chen family home. I took a deep breath, steadied myself, and said, we're brother and sister now. Is this how you treat your own sister? As long as I'm unmarried, I'm Mom's daughter. This is her house. Unless she tells me to leave, no one else has the right. My words left Chen Yu and Liu Yuexin completely speechless. Chen Yu realized he would never persuade me to leave, so he could only beg his mother. My mother-in-law never went back on her word. She made her position clear. I don't care who you choose to live with, but I won't abandon my grandchildren. You're hopeless, but those 2 can still inherit my business one day. Liu Yuexin stepped forward and tried to sweet-talk her. Mom, I can give you grandchildren too. My mother-in-law shot her a hard look. You don't even know whether you can have children, and you're already trying to cash in on them? My mother-in-law had no patience left for their nonsense. This arrangement is final. Anyone who objects can move out. I won't stop you. In the end, Chen Yu and Liu Yuexin stayed and accepted her division of duties. That made me suspicious of Liu Yuexin's supposed background. Nothing about Liu Yuexin's frustration looked like the behavior of a wealthy heiress. What rich young woman would choose a second-generation rich kid who couldn't support a household, then grudgingly cook and clean herself? Even if his family demanded it, she could simply hire help. There was only one answer. She was a fake heiress. Chen Yu couldn't support a household on his own. His mother had originally planned to train him as her successor and put him in charge of the company. But Chen Yu was only average. He completed a few projects, yet kept making mistakes. 2 years earlier, bad advice from others cost the company over 10 million yuan, and he secretly sold property in his name to cover the debt. His mother was furious. She demoted him to an ordinary employee so he could work his way back up. That was when Chen Yu changed. He began staying out all night. Whenever I tried to talk to him, he insulted me. All you know is cooking and housework. You're no help to me at all. Later, he met Liu Yuexin. He said she'd studied finance abroad, was worldly and knowledgeable, and had become both his most capable assistant and the only woman who understood him. I suspected their biggest reason for staying was to keep my mother-in-law happy. If they left, her fortune might go to the 2 children. Since I'd raised them, they'd naturally side with me later. In Chen Yu's mind, that meant the money would end up in my hands. Before dinner, I instinctively stood up to get the bowls and chopsticks, but my mother-in-law stopped me. The children are at the age when they need structure and discipline. That's where your energy belongs. Someone else can handle the rest. So I sat beside the children and helped them fasten their bibs. The dishes Liu Yuexin served looked impressive, with decent presentation and variety. In this family, everyone waited for my mother-in-law to take the first bite. She tasted one dish and frowned. "You bought ready-made food, reheated it, and plated it, didn't you?" Liu Yuexin lowered her head as my mother-in-law began lecturing her. "If you cut corners on something as simple as dinner, what can you possibly accomplish?" Chen Yu quickly stepped in to defend the woman he loved. "Mom, Yuexin's time should be spent creating wealth, not cooking. You're asking too much. Jiang Anlin has always done these things, so just let her keep doing them." Liu Yuexin seized the chance to put me down. "Mom, Jiang Anlin and I are different. She's just an uneducated country girl. Cooking, laundry, and cleaning are practically bred into her. Housework should stay her responsibility." If Chen Yu believed that too, it only made my heart colder. He must have forgotten that we met in college and my grades in our major were far better than his. I gave up my career to support him and win his mother's approval. I put everything into being the partner behind his success. 10 years of sacrifice, completely wasted. My mother-in-law looked at Liu Yuexin. "I heard you attended university in the UK. Liu Yuexin nodded. "Yes, Mom. My parents sent me abroad in high school. But living there alone?" Before she could finish, my mother-in-law cut her off. "Can you show me your diploma?" Liu Yuexin's face instantly tightened, and she looked obviously nervous. Seeing her being questioned, Chen Yu hurried to smooth things over. "Mom, that's incredibly rude. Who would lie about going to university?" My mother-in-law investigated everything thoroughly. The fact that she asked made me suspect she'd already looked into Liu Yuexin, and that the truth about her background was very different from the story she told. The first time Chen Yu brought me to meet his mother and said he wanted to marry me, she immediately sent someone to investigate my family. My parents favored sons over daughters, but they were honest farmers who had never caused trouble, so I passed her background check. Just as I expected, his mother spoke first. "Marriage isn't just between 2 people. It joins 2 families, so of course we need to know the truth about each other." Then her tone suddenly changed. "People are complicated these days. Fake documents are easy to get, and some even hire actors to pose as their parents. Am I wrong to be cautious? Some people have never left the country, yet take a few photos at a theme park and claim they've lived overseas for years." My mother-in-law was a seasoned businesswoman who trusted ability and evidence, never one-sided stories. The pressure she gave off had Liu Yuexin sweating bullets. Realizing something was wrong, Yuexin suddenly dropped to her knees. "Mom, I'm sorry. I lied to you. I only did it because I love him so much. I made those things up while pursuing him because I was afraid he'd look down on me." Chen Yu looked completely stunned. "Yuexin, you never studied abroad?" Liu Yuexin timidly nodded. "I majored in English and had excellent grades. My teacher said I could have achieved great things if I'd studied abroad. But my family was too poor, so I lost my chance to change my life." Tears streaming down her face, she leaned into Chen Yu's arms. "You said you'd love me no matter what I became." Whether he truly loved Yuexin or just didn't want to lose face in front of me, Chen Yu gently rubbed her back. "It's okay, you've worked so hard. To me, you're still the best." Then Chen Yu tried to persuade his mother. "Mom, you don't want me wasting my whole life, do you? Yuexin and I want to work at the company. I'll be general manager and she'll be my secretary. With her helping me, I'll definitely do well this time." I wondered if he was an idiot. He didn't even understand his own mother. She always judged the issue, not the person. She would never indulge her son and let him ruin the company she'd worked so hard to build. His mother put down her chopsticks and said, "You may return to the company, but you'll start at the bottom. As for Liu Yuexin, if you can't even manage housework, what exactly can you do?" Chen Yu and Yuexin had no choice but to back down. Yuexin began commuting between accounting school and home every day. Her mind shifted from meals and laundry instructions to numbers, symbols, and account categories. My mother-in-law's critical gaze also shifted from me to her. "This dish is too salty. You've completely buried the ingredient's natural flavor. We don't expect you to be a chef, but could you at least put in some effort? Yuexin, don't you know this needs dry cleaning? Look what the washing machine did to it. The care label spells it out clearly. Can't you read? We may be wealthy, but we should still avoid waste. That's not being cheap, it's basic character. You can remove pills from a sweater with a fabric shaver, throwing clothes away after wearing them twice. You weren't born a princess, so lose the princess attitude. What did you buy for my grandchildren? I told you they wear a specific brand. You couldn't go wrong by buying the same one. You waste money where you should save, then cut corners where you shouldn't. Are you doing this on purpose?" Liu Yuexin turned bright red. She wanted to argue but couldn't find an excuse. Only then did I realize how demanding my mother-in-law was about housework. Back when I loved Chen Yu, I always did everything perfectly so he could relax. That was probably why she never criticized me this harshly. Within days, even Chen Yu started complaining about Yuexin. "Yuexin, why didn't you iron the shirt I need today? And the razor you bought isn't the brand I asked for. It doesn't work well. Can you stop spending so much? My salary now covers all our personal expenses. Why are you paying for expensive manicures when you're doing housework? When Zhang Enlan ran this home, I never had to worry about anything. I scoffed inwardly. He finally understood the value I'd brought to the family, yet still refused to admit it, and used the chance to belittle me. Thankfully, he no longer had the right to judge what I'd done for him. My mother-in-law's constant criticism and Chen Yu's careless comparisons made Liu Yuexin hate me. The only way she thought she could beat me was by showing off her relationship with him. Chen Yu and I both worked at his mother's company and usually left home at the same time. Yuexin would deliberately ask him for kisses in front of me. You have to kiss me at least twice a day, once when you leave and once when you come home. She'd also wave her new lingerie around in front of me. Oh my god, I never even told him my size, yet he somehow bought the perfect fit. After Chen Yu and I officially divorced, she acted even more like the lady of the house, constantly saying, "Our Chen family." Our children were smart. Even though I hadn't explained anything, they could tell their father and I had separated. So I gently explained, "Even though Mom and Dad have separated, we both still love you, and Grandma still loves you too." But Liu Yuexin shamelessly insisted, "From now on, I'm your new mom. Stop calling me auntie, you need to call me mom." She deliberately stressed the word mom in front of me, clearly testing my limits. If I didn't push back, she'd soon think she could walk all over me. I gently told the children, "You can keep calling her auntie. She's the mistress who broke up someone else's marriage. I hope you'll remember never to destroy another person's relationship. Respect yourself, and others will respect you." Liu Yuexin's face turned green with rage. Then she shamelessly described, right in front of me and the children, the grand wedding Chen Yu would supposedly give her. I sneered. "As far as I know, he's still in debt. You'll be lucky if he can afford a ring. A bride price and a grand wedding? Keep dreaming." When I married, his mother gave me a modest bride price of 100,000 yuan, pocket change to the Chen family. Chen Yu and I paid for the wedding ourselves. Back then, he was frugal and even worked side jobs with me. The ceremony was simple, but we built it together. In the blink of an eye, everyday life had erased those happy memories. No matter how much Chen Yu and Yuexin loved each other, they still had to face life's daily messes. Apparently, my words hit a nerve, because at dinner, Yuexin started pushing Chen Yu and his mother to arrange her wedding. She flashed Chen Yu a radiant smile. My parents said we should pick a date and have both families discuss the wedding. His mother acted as though she hadn't heard and kept eating. Chen Yu calmly replied, "Sure, let's find a day to register the marriage." "That won't do." "This is my first marriage. My parents would never accept something so casual. We need to discuss the bride price. I recently saw a new hotel that's perfect for the wedding. I also have a friend who sells diamonds, so come help me choose a ring. You only marry once, so it has to be the best." The happier she sounded, the darker Chen Yu's expression became. When she finally finished, he quietly reminded her, "I don't have any money right now." Liu Yuexin turned toward his mother. "Mom, I'm marrying into the Chen family, so this wedding represents your family too. When people see how well you treat your daughter-in-law, they'll all praise you as a wonderful mother-in-law," his mother replied without missing a beat. "And if people see me throwing a lavish wedding for the woman who broke up my son's marriage, they'll probably drown me in their criticism." Her words landed like a slap across Yuexin's face. As tears filled Yuexin's eyes, my mother-in-law made her position clear. I will pay a bride price only once. When people make a choice, I expect them to honor it. I can't stop someone from changing his heart." She turned to look at Chen Yu. "But every time you change your mind, you can't expect me to pay for it. I already paid for your first marriage. Whatever you choose from now on, you pay for yourself." Then she added firmly, "Anlan still lives in this house. You two are the ones who wronged her. How dare you expect a wedding grander than hers?" Liu Yuexin's dream of a glamorous wedding into a wealthy family was almost completely shattered. When I arrived at accounting school and took out my textbook, I found an extra document envelope in my bag. Curious, I opened it and discovered a contract from my mother-in-law's company. I vaguely remembered that after my mother-in-law came home yesterday, she left the contract on the cabinet beside the dining room. I had a bad feeling. Liu Yuexin was setting me up. Just yesterday, my mother-in-law had happily said she was signing a deal first thing this morning. If it went through, it would bring in several million yuan. Liu Yuexin had figured out my mother-in-law's temper. Nothing made her angrier than someone causing trouble for her business. An employee would be fired on the spot. Liu wanted her to throw me out immediately. I was wondering how to explain everything when Liu Yuexin called. "Did you steal Mom's contract?" "Her contract really is with me, I only just found it." Liu Yuexin instantly sounded delighted. "Then hurry up and give it back!" I asked my teacher for leave and brought the contract home. The moment I walked in, my mother-in-law was sitting sternly on the sofa. Liu Yuexin stood obediently nearby, looking completely relaxed. Her eyes practically said, "You're finished." I handed over the contract. "Mom, I'm sorry. I don't know how this ended up in my bag. I only found it when I reached for my books." Liu Yuexin immediately piled on. "Mom, that's highly confidential business information. She must have planned to sell it. She's desperate for money right now." I looked at Liu Yuexin. "Why are you so worked up? Did you put it in my bag?" Liu Yuexin jumped up. "Don't frame me. You need evidence before making accusations." My mother-in-law silenced us, took the contract, and walked out without another word. I thought the whole thing had quietly blown over. Then, not long afterward, trouble hit. The company my mother-in-law was supposed to sign with backed out. Another bidder had quoted exactly 1 yuan less than her. The contract's minimum price had leaked. She demanded a full investigation, and suspicion fell on the contract I'd returned. My mother-in-law called Chen Yu, Liu Yuexin, and me together, then demanded to know who leaked it. Confess now. If I have to find you myself, I'm sending you straight to the police. Liu Yuexin immediately pointed at me. Jiangnan was the only person who took the contract out of the house. It had to be her. Chen Yu quickly backed her up. She's broke. She had to find some way to make money. Mom, call the police and have her arrested. I stayed completely calm. You don't need to carry documents outside to sell business secrets. Photos work just as well. Call the police. They'll uncover the truth. My mother-in-law glanced at all three of us. Since no one would confess, she said she'd show the evidence. Liu Yuexin sounded completely confident. Mom, let the police investigate. No need. I installed cameras at home. One look at my phone will tell us who did it. The second she finished speaking, Liu Yuexin's legs went weak. She gripped the back of a chair to keep herself from collapsing. My mother-in-law pulled up the footage. On screen, Liu Yuexin looked around, made sure no one was nearby, grabbed the file from the table, photographed every page, then slipped the contract into my shoulder bag. Liu Yuexin's face turned bright red as she spun toward Chen Yu. Didn't you say your family never installed cameras? That used to be true. My mother-in-law believed home was private and shouldn't be watched. But this time she'd set a trap, and she had prepared everything. She was extremely cautious at work. Every company document she brought home went straight into her study, where even the cleaner wasn't allowed. If she casually left an important contract in the dining room, it was either a scheme or a trap. Then I understood. My mother-in-law had deliberately belittled Liu Yuexin in front of me, pushing her to become determined to drive me out. She let the resentment build until Liu finally exposed herself. Experience wins every time. My mother-in-law called the police. Liu Yuexin immediately begged Chen Yu for help. I don't want to go to jail. Chen Yu put on the act of a devoted husband and shouted at his mother. Mom, if someone has to go to jail, let it be me. I planned everything. He believed that no matter how ruthless his mother was, she'd never sacrifice her only son. She didn't even hesitate. Since you're willing to take her place, go right ahead. When the police arrived, my mother-in-law pointed at Chen Yu, telling them to take him. Once Chen Yu realized she was serious enough to sacrifice her son for the company, he immediately turned on Liu Yuexin. Arrest her, she stole the contract, the video proves it. Liu Yuexin stared in disbelief at the man who had constantly sworn he loved her. You can't do this to me, you said you loved me. Desperate to clear his own name, Chen Yu unleashed a stream of accusations at her. You tricked me. You only got together with me to steal my family's business files, didn't you? Which company sent you? The police took Liu Yuexin away. Watching her scream, cry, and struggle, Chen Yu collapsed onto the floor and began sobbing in despair. Because Liu Yuexin was pregnant, she temporarily avoided detention. She no longer dared stay with the Chen family. After seeing my mother-in-law's methods, she knew that if she kept fighting, she might not escape so easily next time. I passed the first stage of my accounting course. My mother-in-law placed me in the company's finance department as a clerk, which mostly meant handling odd jobs. She never favored relatives, so letting me join the company was already a huge exception. I wasn't ready to work as an accountant yet, so she told me to learn on the job and build good relationships with my coworkers. Chen Yu also worked there, but in another department. We occasionally crossed paths in the break room or cafeteria. No one knew we'd divorced, so everyone still treated us like a married couple. Coworkers often teased me. Why aren't you two eating together? The manager bought milk tea. Want to take your husband a cup? I hesitated, unsure how to explain that Chen Yu and I were no longer together. Then Liu Yuexin showed up at the office. She deliberately pushed out her barely visible 1-month baby bump and loudly told reception she was there to see her husband. That was how everyone learned Chen Yu and I were divorced. Liu Yuexin was loud, showy, and clearly there to provoke me. Everyone immediately understood what had happened, leaving Chen Yu deeply embarrassed. Chen Yu grabbed Liu Yuexin and told her to go home, but she'd come to mark her territory, so she only spoke louder. Honey, the baby in my tummy missed you, so I brought them to see you. Her scene didn't hurt me at all. Instead, people began wondering whether I was the boss's carefully chosen successor. Everyone had seen my mother-in-law give up on Chen Yu, yet I, her former daughter-in-law, had stayed with the family and joined the company. Her intentions seemed obvious. To avoid running into Chen Yu, I packed lunch at the cafeteria and ate on the rooftop. It had designated seating protected from both wind and rain. I was eating with my head down when I looked up and found Lin Yuchen sitting beside me. He had brought his own lunch, and his container was filled with beautifully made sushi rolls. He smiled. Want to try one? I made them myself. Lin Yuchen was my mother-in-law's trusted right-hand man. People at the company said the boss's son was hopeless, and Lin would become the next general manager. To be polite, I tried one. It was genuinely delicious. Men who were both excellent at work and skilled in the kitchen were rare. Lin Yuchen said warmly, President Chen specifically asked me to look after you. If you ever need anything, just ask. I nodded politely, but I didn't intend to rely on anyone. I wanted to move forward one step at a time on my own. I was already lucky that, at the lowest and most confusing point in my life, my mother-in-law had given me time and an opportunity to learn. I would walk the rest of the road myself. Ms. Yang's child came down with a severe cold, and she needed to rush to the hospital. She asked me to check some figures needed the next morning. I knew how terrifying it felt when your child was sick, so I gladly agreed. The financial figures would affect the next investment budget, so accuracy was critical. The pressure made me nervous. Before long, my head was spinning, and I leaned back to stretch. Just then, Lin Yuchen walked in carrying coffee and placed the steaming cup in front of me. I made it myself, and I needed someone to taste test it. Lin Yuchen glanced at my computer screen, then at the documents in front of me. He smiled and said, "The way you're doing this is too slow." He pointed out the key figures, explained which files were connected to them, and taught me several keyboard shortcuts. With his guidance, my work instantly became much easier. I laughed. "Is there anything you don't know how to do?" I'd heard plenty about Lin Yuchen from my mother-in-law, elite school graduate, worldly, effortless at work. He once used CPR to save a major client and landed the company a huge order. He was also great at tennis, swimming, and basketball. Now I'd seen his cooking and even his artsy side, hand-grinding coffee like a pro. I teased him. "Your wife must be just as perfect as you are. I don't have a wife." I dated someone in college, but we broke up. I've been buried in work ever since. As he spoke, his eyes stayed on me. I quickly looked down, but my heart started racing. Did he like me? I couldn't believe it. He was 2 years older than me, but single. I was divorced with 2 kids, the kind people overlook in the dating market. A highly eligible man like him could choose anyone. Why would he choose me? Thankfully, he didn't stay long. After a few encouraging words, he went back to his office. I didn't get home until midnight. The moment I opened the door, Chen Yu was sitting on the sofa glaring at me. "Do you know what time it is? You're a mother, yet you're out fooling around at midnight." After Liu Yuexin moved out, Chen Yu moved out with her. Seeing him home today, I figured they'd fought and he'd come back for some peace and quiet. Still better than some people. You're a father who can't handle his job, cheats on his wife, and somehow still has zero self-awareness. I'd never talked back to him like that before. Chen Yu couldn't handle it and shot to his feet. "Zhang Anlin, are you rebelling against me? What time I come home and what I do is none of your business. Even if I went out with another man, I'd have every right." Chen Yu flew into a rage. "Mom let you stay so you could keep being a Chen daughter-in-law. Otherwise, she would have kicked you out long ago." I stopped on the stairs and turned to face him. "I don't think Mom is as shameless as you are." Over the next few days, Lin Yuchen kept looking out for me. I couldn't tell whether my mother-in-law had asked him to, or whether he genuinely cared. He'd text to say the cafeteria's eggplant with minced pork was awful, but the chilled eggplant across the street was better. To avoid office gossip, he'd order it and have the delivery driver bring it to me. When I visited the company's stores to review their finances, he'd text me each manager's personality and the best way to approach them. During rush hour, when the subway was packed, he'd wait in a side street near the office and drive me home. I was touched. Then it hit me. Chen Yu had never done any of these small, thoughtful things for me during our marriage. Once I said I was craving crawfish. He promised to bring some home after work, but he came back empty-handed. That stuff is filthy. Why would anyone eat it? Another time, I got lost picking up Chen Yu's custom suit and called him for directions. You can't even handle something this simple. What are you good for? When my older son got sick, I took him to the hospital and asked Chen Yu to pick us up. "Just take a cab. I'm not your chauffeur." I told my best friend about Lin Yuchen. She reacted like she was watching a fairy tale about a powerful CEO falling for a divorced mother. "You have to date him and wipe that smug look off Chen Yu's face." Before I could do that, Liu Yuexin's whole family stormed the company and humiliated Chen Yu first. Liu Yuexin was 4 months pregnant, but the grand wedding she'd dreamed of never happened. Her family caused a scene outside the company, trying to force my mother-in-law to pay for a lavish wedding and welcome her into the family in style. Co-workers gathered at the entrance to watch. Chen Yu rushed over and grabbed Liu Yuexin. "Didn't we agree to register the marriage? Why are you making a scene?" Liu Yuexin's mother pointed at Chen Yu and started yelling. "You want to marry her without spending a cent? Dream on. My daughter is highly educated, and this is her first marriage. If you don't pay 880,000 yuan as a bride price, I'll never let this go. The Chen family tricked my beautiful daughter. Everyone, you have to stand up for us." Then Liu Yuexin's mother ordered her husband around. "Record all of this. I'm putting it online so everyone can see how these rich people bully us." My mother-in-law didn't come out. She called the police. When they arrived, she sent her secretary to explain everything. Chen Yu had cheated during his marriage. Liu Yuexin knowingly became the other woman, then came to the Chen family to pressure them. She had even stolen and sold the company's trade secrets. The secretary also warned the Liu family. "If you fabricate stories or stir up public outrage, we'll respond through legal channels." The secretary added that the general manager had made her position clear. "If Chen Yu wants to marry you, she won't stop him. But you won't get a single cent, and she won't attend the wedding. Whatever life you build after that is your responsibility." The Liu family got nothing except public humiliation. Before leaving, they demanded 100,000 yuan from Chen Yu or threatened to break his legs. He became the office's favorite joke. Anyone could see his own mother had cut him loose, so people no longer held back when they laughed at him. 2 days later, Chen Yu moved back home. He only said he'd ended things with Liu Yuexin and that the pregnancy had been terminated. Borrowing 100,000 yuan wouldn't be hard for him. He'd clearly realized her parents were trouble, and if he couldn't satisfy their demands, his life would be endless chaos. The next morning, Chen Yu got up early for once and made sandwiches for the kids. After breakfast, he asked whether I wanted to take them to school together. "You take them today. I'm heading to the office early." He grabbed my arm. "I'm giving you a chance to save face." I didn't want to argue in front of the children, so I pulled my arm free. "I'm going to work." At lunch, I called my best friend. "I want to move out of the Chen house. If I stay, Chen Yu will keep bothering me. I'm also afraid my mother-in-law will assume we're a family again." My friend asked, "Have you asked Lin Yuchen what he thinks? If you move out, will he be there for you?" "No, and I don't plan to ask. What I have with Lin Yuchen feels complicated. He's attentive and affectionate, but he's never actually confessed. If someone truly likes you, I think they should say it clearly, not just drop vague hints. Then make the first move. Sometimes that's all it takes. My birthday was coming up, so I invited Lin Yuchen to dinner to thank him for taking care of me lately. After work, I'd barely gotten into his car when Chen Yu appeared. Jiang Anlan, you're not even trying to hide your affair now? You really think you're a prize? Trash like you only attracts flies. Chen Yu fired back. My mother will never let you two be together unless you both leave. Lin Yuchen, you're nothing but a dog my mother keeps around. And you, Jiang Anlan, who would hire someone like you besides my family's company? Instead of keeping your head down, you parade around like this? Chen Yu was the boss's son, so Lin Yuchen couldn't openly insult him back. I dragged him into an awkward situation. I'm sorry, I should have handled this better. I got out of the car and spoke to Chen Yu firmly. Then let's go tell Mom everything right now. If staying at the company means getting back together with you, I'll resign immediately and cut all ties with you. In front of my mother-in-law, Chen Yu complained like a wronged child. Mom, you gave Jiang Anlan another chance, but she doesn't appreciate it. Since she accepted our family's help, she should wait faithfully for me and give the kids a complete home. Now she's hooked up with Lin Yuchen and wants to abandon us. I made my position clear too. If you kept me here because you expected Chen Yu to come back, then I'll leave. I won't gamble the rest of my life on a man who never changes. Chen Yu hadn't expected me to think so little of him. My mother-in-law, however, remained completely calm. When I said I'd treat you like a daughter, it was partly for my grandchildren, and partly because I appreciated everything you'd done for this family. Your choices are yours. Whether you stay at the company depends on your ability, and whoever you marry in the future is also for you to decide. Then my mother-in-law turned toward Chen Yu. Become a good husband, son, and father before you start making demands of anyone else. As for whether Lin Yuchen is truly right for you, keep your eyes open. You spent 10 years as a homemaker, so you may still be a little trusting when it comes to people. It never hurts to watch carefully. Later, I invited Lin Yuchen out for the birthday dinner we'd missed. He gave me a rose necklace, and I asked him seriously, "Does this necklace mean something special?" He smiled gently. "I just thought it would look beautiful on you, so I bought it." Then Lin Yuchen asked, "Want to see a movie after dinner?" "No. My cousin came all this way to visit me. Maybe next time." "Sure, next time." After dinner, he put me in a cab. I had the driver go a short distance, then turn around and wait by the restaurant garage. When Lin Yuchen's car came out, I told the driver to follow him. Half an hour later, he stopped outside a mall. A tall, glamorous young woman waited there with shopping bags. He got out and kissed her. Then he loaded her bags into the trunk. She linked her arm through his and smiled brightly. My mother-in-law was right. When you stay alert, the truth becomes much easier to see. Let's go, take me home. When I got home, my son ran toward me with his report card, cheerful as a little bird. "Mom, my English improved so much. I came first in the class." I patted his head. "My smart boy. This weekend I'll take you to the amusement park as a reward." My daughter ran over and hugged my leg too. "Yes, and let's bring Grandma!"